Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm very excited to share about my new toy, which is the first ever camera that I purchased in my life. This is the Sony Alpha 6700, and this is not a sponsored video. I'm just very excited to share why I'm getting all this and why I'm choosing this model as compared to others, and why I'm still getting the camera when nowadays the smartphone camera is good enough, and I will explain all this in the video. And if you are looking for the camera, maybe you can listen to my explanation and see whether the camera is fit for your needs. Okay, so first of all, why I'm choosing the camera over the smartphone camera, when nowadays the smartphone camera is good enough. Like we have the iPhone camera, we have the SPS lineup right here, we have Vivo X200, which offer a very good quality in terms of telephoto, zoom photo. But I think the first of all is about the quality or the consistency in terms of the performance. Smartphone camera no doubt is very great, especially in the daylight. But when it's going to the lower light situation, such as a night shot, I think the sensor size is very small, which will cause the performance drastically drop. Even no matter which smartphone sensor that you have, even the 1-inch sensor, but that's only limited to the 1x, which is ultra wide or wide angle in terms of the camera. But if I like to use some of the zoom range, the further range, further focal length in photo zoom lens, I think the sensor size is not huge. Maybe nowadays there are few, but I don't like the artificial in terms of the digital processing on the photo output. So camera definitely is one of the things that I'm looking forward to go with, especially after I have my family, my kids. I like to take photo. I just find it out. If you have some similar hobby like me, I think this is one of a good investment for long term. Yeah, so why I'm choosing this model, Sony Alpha 6700. This is not a cheap entry level in terms of body price. Especially people will say it's very expensive, and why not you just go to the full frame. I think first of all, still back to the topic, price. Although it's not cheap, I admit on that, because the price over this is about 5,000 Malaysian ringgit, which translate into 1,200 USD dollar. And this is the price that I got at the promote rate. I just got it recently under one of the online platform. It's heavily discounted. By default, it's priced at the 7,000 in terms of retail price. Even some of the lower price that I got on the shop, or some of the reputable shop, it's about 6,000, right, in Malaysian ringgit. So it's definitely is not a cheap one. But if you compare with the full frame, like the new latest Sony lineup with a A7C Mark II with a compact version, is about the similar in terms of body size. It getting carrier the same sensor size from A7 Mark IV, which is the very popular one, conceived with the 33 megapixel compared with this 26 megapixel. I'm considering with the total overall package that I'm looking forward. The one that I'm using right here, the lens that I'm using right here, is the one of the expensive lenses that I have. It's coming from the Sony, which is 16 to 55 millimeter f2.8. It provides me a variety in terms of focal length from 16 to 55, which is equivalent to full frame 24 to 82. If I want to get something similar performance or the same quality in terms of optics quality, I guess I need to go to 24 to 70 millimeter in terms of G master lens in full frame. That one will be cost about double as compared to this one. This is about 4K. I think the G Master, that one should be 8K. So the total overall package, I think, is still quite a lot of far above my affordable budget, right? And this one total is not cheap. The total set out is about 9K, but if I compare with something equivalent in the full frame camera, I think it easily will cost me about 14 to 15K. As then the weight of the lenses itself, this one, the combination of the camera system right here is less than 1 kg or about 1 kg. If I have to go to the full frame, definitely above 1 kg. I'm not a professional, but I really satisfied with the output of this camera system right here. I can show you some of the sample photo or the video in the section below. If you are interested, you may go to my online Google album and check it out, right? So if you are entry level like me, want to get into invest into the camera system, I think APS-C system is still one of the good choices for you. Especially you can get it at very low price for some model like GEV E10, even the Mark II. It's just about 3K or less than 2K, less than 3K for the new unit. I don't compare with the old or used unit, right? Some people will say, why don't you just get A7 Mark III? I don't like that because I want the articulate screen right here, which I can turn around for the multiple angles. I have the choices of lenses for APS-C. There are so many great lenses out there. Not only this one, there are some of the from, like for example, from China manufacturer like Vitrox. We have f1.7, 56mm, 24, and 35, and so on. Even the Sigma from Japan commonly is the one of the great lenses out there. I think 56mm 1.4 is one of the great lens. But I choose this zoom lens as my first lenses. I think it's because I want a different focal length. Okay, if I carry a, it's expensive, I know, but if paying the same price to get a 3 prime lens, let's say from Sigma, is about getting the 3 prime lens f1.4, but the thing is, I don't have the convenience that I no need to change the lens. I just can carry this one lens and do whatever the things that I want, because these have been covered 24 to 82mm in terms of equivalent full frame field of view, right? Yeah, so, and in fact I prefer something much more further, and this is also one of the reasons why we should get the camera over the smartphone camera. When we go to the further range, focal length, I think the camera definitely will outperform than the smartphone camera, especially when into a low light. The bokeh effect I really like about this, even though it just have f2.8, but I think it's good enough for me to handle it. So I think this one is definitely able to deliver a good output for my usage. Next one, why I'm choosing Sony, not other company like Canon, Fuji, which are very popular nowadays. I think the most important reason because I have the Sony ecosystem, especially like this one. I'm shooting this video with my Sony Xperia lineup, which is Xperia 1 Mark 6, one of the flagship from Xperia lineup. I pair up with the microphone right here, you can see. So I have all these kind of things which I can connect with the multi interface hot shoe over here. So in the future I can just recycle whatever the things that I have. Next, I really like about the color sign of the Sony. That's the reason why I picked the Xperia phone as compared with the others like iPhone or Samsung, which oversaturated, right? I prefer this one, and in the meantime, the latest Xperia lineup did provide the same feature with what we have in the Alpha line. is a creative look. It's able to perform a nice filter, I would say, or if you are lazy to do a color grade on your photo, you can just use whatever the creative look that preset within the smartphone as well as the camera itself. So it's able to sync up in terms of my workflow, so I can just get the output from my camera as well as to sync up with my Alpha camera right here. So um, so what's next? I think this one is packed with a lot of the latest technology from Sony. It do come with the 4K 120 FPS 422. It do have the latest AI autofocus system is really able to lock on the human eye or even a pet's eye or some object like train, car, and so on. This is really good in the autofocus system, especially when we pair out with these lenses. It do have the G master level in terms of the offload focus. It's very silent, and if you never try on this lens before for your APS-C lenses, you should try it out. Believe me, it's really fast. What else? I think this one over there are some of the APS-C body as well. I choose this over the other one is like GVE10 Mark II. I think it's share the same sensor like it's coming from the XF30 from cinema lineup, if you know about that. I choose this is because the grip and the battery. Because of the battery size that using inside of this one is the FG100, which is a bigger size of it, and so the grip over here is able to provide me a better grip on it as compared to the A7C2. You try to hands-on on it and you will definitely like the 6700 over here. And yeah, and what else? There's a lot. I think this one, the viewfinder, I think this is one of the great things, especially if you want to look something into it. I think this is a great feature that you have over the GVE series, right? Other than that, mechanical structure doesn't really matter on me, but the two things that I mentioned just now, it definitely matter for me. And 4K 120 FPS. I like to capture all that, the slow motion video, especially on my kid, it can give me extra emotion from the video footage. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm willing to pay the extra cost for that multiple feature that I call out just now. Yeah, and one more thing, I think there's a three different dial button system at this one on the front at the front, the second one on the top, and the third one on here. So it's able to help me to faster adjust my my shutter speed, my aperture, and my ISO quickly. But in GVE series, I think you have only two. Then you have to give and take. Potentially, you have to give up the aperture. I'm not sure, but yeah, this one is good. Yeah, so why I'm getting all this, I like to take a picture from portrait my son, my daughter, my family, and sometimes I prefer to take some of the company event photos. Camera definitely will help me a lot in terms of my workflow. So that's about my sharing today. If you are trying to look for a new camera system or you want to upgrade, I'm not sure, but this one definitely is one of a great APS-C body from Sony lineup. It have the best autofocus system. It have the great battery life. They have a lot of choices in terms of e-mount system. Yeah, for the hobbies, uh, amateur, I think APS-C should be good enough. But if you want to go, you have extra budget, you definitely can go to full frame, no issue. But yeah, I think I'm very satisfied with this lineup, right? If you have any question about this and you want to know more about the other lenses or something else about this camera lineup that I have, stay tuned for my future video. I believe I would make some of the video about this, and the next lens that I'm looking forward is about the spring of these lenses with 70 to 350, which I will get it and to shoot my son, because eventually my son will go to school and will do some stage performance, and I would like to capture some of the moment, a beautiful moment of him. So I need a great zoom lens to achieve that. This one definitely is able to handle me most of the tasks that I have. Street photographer, daily carry, I can just carry this without change my lens. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Um, yeah, I think for photography world, you will not only buy one thing, but in the future, if you have extra budget, you can always upgrade to the better kits, like me. But yeah, why I'm choosing all this, that's all about it. Yeah, if you are interested to know more about uh, my photo setup or whatever, I always will post it into my Instagram, and you can refer to my Google album for more examples. So if you have any questions,